An area of 65 hectares in the Elizabeth Street water catchment has been identified as potentially being suitable for the greening of rooftops. So, how does a roof garden reduce stormwater at street level? For the answer, I've come to see Dr. Claire Farrell, lecturer in green infrastructure at the Burnley campus of Melbourne University. What an amazing place here in the city.
It is, it's like a real oasis.
I mean, green roofs look great, but what other functions do they perform?
Well, primarily they're for stormwater capture and retention. So when it rains, they act like sponges and they keep a hold of that rainfall, and any that does end up escaping the roof is slowed down. They act by cooling the air through plant evaporation, but they also cool through shading the surfaces and just not having a hot surface to heat up.
And it's really kind of bringing, I mean, we've got these beautiful trees out here in our parks and gardens, but it's almost bringing the forest into the city, so the city's in a forest instead of the other way around.
Absolutely, and that is where we want to end up, really.
Taking a long-term view and tackling climate change is vital for Victoria's future. It's what led to the building of our desalination plant near Wonthaggi. And who better to give me a tour than the Minister for Water, Lisa Neville. Why this site?
We needed to meet a number of criteria. So you obviously needed to be near the sea. We really wanted to minimise its impact on communities, so we didn't want it to be near townships. And the other reason we put it here is that we needed to be able to transmit it as cheaply and as easily as possible to the Melbourne storages.
So why not just go severe water restrictions?
Well, you know, we all lived through severe water restrictions during the millennium drought, and not only did it have a really big impact on how we lived our lives, it also had a big economic cost. So nurseries, businesses, industries were affected, so jobs were lost as a result. And if with the desal plant you can give that little bit of assurance without having to go onto severe restrictions, that's what we should do, and that's what we can do here.
Water's collected about 800 metres offshore before making its way through the plant, and it only takes a couple of hours to come out the other end as drinking water.
We needed to make sure we had water security. The desal plant is an insurance policy.
Each year, water will be put through the system to maintain working order and to meet our needs.
We didn't take the decision lightly. It was based on independent advice, expert advice. It takes into account rainfall levels, projections, how dry the catchments are. The reason this was built was we were in a crisis at the time. We never want to get into that position again. The order that we've made, the 50 gigalitres, will cost $12 per household for the year. So you don't want to, increase the pressure on families' finances. But really, when you weigh up the cost of not having water security, that is enormous for our community. We know that our dams can empty very, very quickly. I think people can be surprised about how quickly they empty.
So should we have a taste?
We will.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Just tastes like water.
Tastes like very nice water.
No salty taste at all.
No, just like water out of the tap.
The plant can supply up to 150 billion litres a year, around 1/3 of Melbourne's annual water consumption. It's linked to the Melbourne and regional Victoria water supply via an 84-kilometre underground pipeline, which is only a small part of the state's expanding water grid.